We have the grid. I'm very excited. Lucas Ellingham on pole position alongside Christian Brooks. Row 2 is Harry Torpy and Brandon Matchell. Row 3, Luke Taylor and Alex Johnson. I'm going to have to hurry this up. Row 4, Remy Gilbert and Thomas Byrne. Yep. Row 5, Vishal Patel and Jensen Buckingham. Row 6, Jordan Brown and Benjamin Watts. Row 7, Aidan Lynn and Paul Samard. Row 8 was Benjamin Southgate and Cian Gowill. In row 9 is Hugo Gilbert and Tom Ryan. Row 10, Martin Auger and Dylan Gratz. And row 11, it was Thomas Reddy.
Here we go. Senior X30 race is underway. The final for today at round 4 of the Fast Star Whilton Mill Kart Club. They all managed to make it through oblivion just about. Look how quickly they fly through that section of the circuit and just how quickly they dart from side to side. You can see how these karts get in such kerfuffles when they're moving at that kind of pace. But as I say that, no kerfuffles going on, which is pretty impressive from these guys. All very, as we say, senior drivers. You'd expect them to have the most experience and kind of be accustomed to this kind of high-level racing. However, we have still got at least one novice in Tom Ryan in 97, so watch out for him.
Yeah, Tom Ryan actually did so well today, off the back of the grid, actually qualified for this final in 18th position. So, don't know if he was forced to start at the back regardless of that, but still did well to pick up some really good points. So, well done to him for sure. Lucas Ellingham then leads the way. The top 4 sort of spaced themselves out. Harry Torpy ended up in second, with Christian Brooks, who started on second place, ends up in third. Reddy Gilbert in fourth, and then pretty much there's the rest of the field, led by 174 of Luke Taylor at the moment. Brandon Matchell rounds out the top 6, and look, there is the 5th and 6th place positions of Luke Taylor and Brandon Matchell, and then, as I said, the rest of the field are to follow. You would hope that the seniors have a little bit more experience and have a little bit of a better head on their shoulders, but again, that's a theory, and theory rarely goes very far in motorsport.
Yeah, I realised as I was saying it was probably a lie, but we can hope, as there the 45 goes up the inside into the boot on the 15. Who is that? It was 45, yeah. Cian Gowill, apologies. On Benjamin Southgate, Cian Gowill taking a couple of positions there, up to 14th. Alex Johnston has come into the pit lane, so a problem for him. Didn't see what it was, but possibly, well, most likely a mechanical failing for Alex there, frustrating in the opening few minutes of this final.
Yeah, never anything you want after hanging around for through lunch and everything like that and getting yourself psyched up, and all of a sudden it disappears. Christian Brooks right on the back of that, right on cue as well. Look at that for camera work and producing. Christian Brooks right on the back of Harry Torpy. All of a sudden this battle for second place is heating up. There's a big lunge up the inside there through the boot of Christian Brooks, and I have to say, there was no setup for that going into the boot. That was really just a really late lunge through the right, and the door was left open by Harry Torpy. All of a sudden, Christian gets through, sets the sights straight ahead. Lucas Ellingham, he's coming for you.
However, 1.3 second gap between them.
Yeah.
So it's been how many, like 3 laps? And he's already managed to do that. So Lucas just incredibly dominant. He's one of those drivers who when he gets out in the lead, he doesn't lose his head. He just keeps banging in lap after lap after lap after lap. So I'd be very impressed if Christian Brooks can catch that up, but I'll never say never. Never say never.
No, exactly. You've got to be optimistic in motorsport, haven't you? Otherwise, there's no point watching it half the time. Because sometimes it can get a little bit spaced out. But just like we saw then, Harry Torpy actually had a good gap. All of a sudden, Christian Brooks came back, put some pace in the kart. Obviously maybe heated the tyres up a little bit more and got into a bit of a rhythm, maybe shook off what is a shaky start and got back going. That's the 94, was that the 95, sorry, the 66, yeah. So that's Vishal Patel getting a bit sideways, and maybe Benjamin Watts thinking about a bit of a move up the inside. Again, 2 drivers we've spoken about a lot over the course of today. Nice to see them getting thick in the mix for the top 10.
Very much so, very much so. Vishal Patel, one of the drivers that I see a lot at Whilton Mill Kart Club. Very quick driving, good to see him there in the mix. Yeah, getting a bit slidey through T1, but oblivion in these higher power karts, it's an incredibly difficult corner to do. It's so much easier in a slower paced kart. You just chuck it in, keep it flat, and you're fine. Whereas these, you've really got to hold the slide, because if you're getting slidey through there, you're losing time all the way up to Christmas, and then someone can send a move on you.
Yeah, exactly. And Christmas is a good 8 months away as well. So you're going to be losing time for a long time then, aren't you?
That's true.
No, obviously. Obviously, big lunge, and that's a little bit further forward from the battle that we're seeing at the moment. So I think that was actually Taylor on Gilbert. It didn't actually happen, but it might happen now. Is Gilbert is flying and be hung out to dry maybe? No, not quite. There's a track limit warning for Kean Gohill and the 80 and 174 car. This is Taylor versus Brown. Taylor still ahead of Jordan Brown. This is a difficult bit of a situation. It's creating a bit of a train as Jordan Brown goes through on Luke Taylor. And in fact, look at this. Who's following this up? It's Thomas Byrne.
Of course it is. Just getting a cheeky move there, grabbing it while he can. This group of 5 karts really going at it for the middle to lower end of the top 10 here. All positions mattering though, because all positions mean more or less points. Indeed, Luke Taylor getting a contact warning, who's part of this big kerfuffle. Kart right in the middle of 174 with the bright orange helmet. Difficult to miss. But no crazy moves going on just yet for these guys. Just keeping it, as I say, the senior drivers, they know what they're doing. They're just chilling, ready to make their moves stick when they need to do them. Yeah, let's keep watching this battle as anything could happen. The 66 is following extremely closely. That is Benjamin Watts. This battle continuing with just about 4 minutes and 40 seconds to go.
Yeah, so it's just sort of like the tension's just building a little bit with this top 5 battle, isn't it? I mean, I'm sure as we get a little bit further into the race, maybe the last 3, maybe two minutes, all hell will break loose. Luke Taylor with another contact warning. It's the 174 who is in the middle, and he has to be careful with them because if there he goes,
the driver stopped as well.
We do actually. Yeah. Now who is that? Who's the driver that's stuck on the outside of the field? Is that Aidan Lynn? No, I don't think it's Aidan Lynn. Our transponders will tell us shortly.
Yeah, wait for them to come across the line and we'll shortly know. Let's look back to these guys who we got battling here. The 25 leading these two. That's Paul Simmerd and then Tom Ryan just behind. Tom Ryan, of course, with the black plate showing that he is indeed a novice driver. So it's, I think, is it? No, there we go. It's Lynn who's dropping down the order. Aidan Lynn, who's the one pulled over just at the exit of Christmas at this top section of the circuit. So his race has ended prematurely. Clearly, the kart being dragged away. Another car issue. We've seen quite a few of those today, haven't we?
Yeah, it's not been ideal. But what we did see is Benjamin Watts go through on Luke Taylor. Now, there clearly wasn't any yellow flag, or you hope there wasn't any yellow flags at Christmas corner, because that's where the move was done. Although, having said that, the move actually hasn't stuck by the looks of it. So it doesn't look like Benjamin Watts has been able to stay ahead of Luke Taylor, even if he tried his best. Christian Brooks as well. He got a track limit warning flag on that previous lap, so keep that in mind as well. Clearly throwing everything at it to try and catch up to Lucas Ellingham, who seems pretty impervious to any kind of threat, to be honest, at this rate. It's a bit like Teflon to water. It just seems to just doesn't really bother him at all.
Yes, very true. And then we see a move down into the right-hander. 74 up the inside. That's Thomas Byrne on Jordan Brown, I do believe. That's a change for 5th position. But yeah, like you were saying, Lucas Ellingham seems pretty untouchable. The gap was sticking around 2 seconds. Has now just gone over 2 seconds at 2.26 currently. We'll see as he goes across the line again. But he keeps putting in fastest laps. And just as I say that, he's done another one. 44.33 for Lucas Ellingham. I mean, still a 44.66 from Christian Brooks, which is incredibly fast, but still just not quite enough to keep on the back of Lucas Ellingham.
Yeah, exactly. This is a great little battle here, isn't it? Yes. The 80 of Jordan Brown goes up the inside of Thomas Byrne. Another track warning for Christian Brooks. Going to have to just rein that in a little bit, I think. Otherwise, they could be having a chat to the stewards. But the 80 of Jordan Brown going back through, because that changed last lap round. And look how aggressive the drivers are behind them. The 174 of Luke Taylor. As it looks like that 74 of Thomas Byrne goes back up the inside through the infield section. Again, Jordan Brown looking to go the outside, trying to make that move happen. Yet again, these two are very much holding each other up. They're not looking forward at all. But to be fair, with only 1 minute and 40 seconds to go, they didn't have much hope at chasing forwards anyway. Look at the spaces in front of them. Yeah,
I think it was about 0.9, maybe a second last lap, and now it's about 2 seconds almost, just over 1.5. So yeah, they've decided that 4th is a bit out of reach for them now. They're just going to battle for this 5th place, but they've got to watch out. There's 2 karts right behind them as well, but indeed they are battling also. So it really could be any of these 4 that managed to get up and take 5th place. But yes, great battling between them. It's been fantastic to see in this slightly longer final for the X30 seniors.
Yeah, I'm glad it's been long actually, because it gives you that opportunity, as I said before, to build the tension, to build these little stories and everything that we sort of almost rush through during the heats, and people get a little bit carried away during the heats with them. So you're sort of expecting about now where we've got about 2 or 3 laps to go to start seeing some really concerted efforts to try and break through. No one's going to break through on Lucas Ellingham unless he has a big off on his own, because he's 3 seconds to the good. However, this fight, as I mentioned, we mentioned quite a few times, for 5th position is really where our attention is focused. I wouldn't say Remy Gilbert is out of sight in 4th either, when we see him sort of slot through. There he is in our camera shots every so often. And if they worked together maybe a lap ago, I would say there's every opportunity to catch him up. And I'd say there's still opportunity to catch him up, but they need to stop falling all over each other.
Yeah, they'll have 2 more laps, so definitely enough time to do that. But as you say, if they work together. There's like 7. Yeah, they got on a lot closer, haven't they? It's 8.6 now. And now it's, it's only about half a second between them now. So keep working together through this penultimate lap. Last lap, they could have an opportunity to go for 4th place.
You might know better than me because you've already covered one of these. So I'm putting you under pressure here, John, for a regulation question.
Oh, no.
Tyres.
It's not going to go well.
Are they? I'm guessing they're not supplied with tyres like the British Karting Championship. Can they just use them free, however many tyres they want? I'm guessing.
I believe so.
Okay. Well, we might. So. If that's incorrect information, please do let us know whether they are only allowed.
It definitely could be incorrect.
Yeah, definitely could be. Whether they actually are any different. But look at this. Remy Gilbert has been caught up substantially. This is the last lap of the race that we're going on to. Lucas Ellingham's already crossed the line to start it. So this is where we might start seeing a few moves getting thrown around for the top 4 positions. The podium's pretty much set, but what can Remy Gilbert do? Can he hold on with Thomas Byrne pushing him through Christmas corner? He holds on to the position for now, but that might only be for now as they head down towards the infield. I'm sure Jordan Brown will be interested, and Jordan Brown's very interested as they mount each other. We're not watching the Animal Channel, are we? No, we are watching the WMKC, as I think that was Jordan Brown who survived it all, but the checkered flag is out and ready to wave at Lucas Ellingham, who's taking the victory, a very well-deserved final victory here at Whilton Mill. Christian Brooks comes across the line with Harry Torpey probably about to finish the podium as well. And then you got a little bit of a wait, and after such a long amount of time of Remy Gilbert being in 4th position, on that final lap is dropping well down the order. It is Jordan Brown who finishes across the line. Benjamin Watts in 5th position. Thomas Byrne, who ends up in 6th. 7th was Luke Taylor. 8th, Brandon Matchell. 9th, Hugo Gilbert. 10th, Benjamin Southgate. And you'll notice I still haven't said Remy Gilbert's name, and that's because he finished in 11th.